Hello there folks, and thanks for joining me once again. Today's fly I'm going to tie you up is a classic dry fly pattern. It's the black gnat dry fly. It's another old classic that I like tying, and I still fish them today. So I thought I'd bring you along on this one, so we'll get this guy the vise here, fresh hook in, and I'll get started for you. And I usually tie them at 14 down to an 18, so I'm going to tie on a large size this time, the 14 for you. Okay, we'll get the hook locked in the vise. It's a standard size 14 dry fly hook. Lock that in. And for thread this time around, I'm using 8/0 uni here for the thread. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is get our thread base down. And we're going to start just behind the eye here and wrap back here about halfway on the shank. Then we're going to wrap halfway back up again, stop our thread. Snip off that tag in. Now I'm using gray duck quill for the wings, and I cut out a slip from the left and the right quill here. And I usually like my wings about hook cap width, or sometimes not quite that, because you don't want to get them too wide, because that's when they'll split on you most times. So I like kind of keeping them on the narrower side for the dry fly wings. And I'm just going to match these up here, get them together, they look good. Alright, so we're going to place them on top of the hook here. And I want to get them about the length of the hook shank, so I'm going to come in and measure that up. Move forward, come down around here between my fingers, with a soft pinch loop. Nice and easy. Pull straight up as well. Then come down with one more wrap, like so. Now we're going to wrap back on those ways and forward again. Just going to check and make sure they're still right on top. That looks good. Now you want to lift up on them real easy, like when you make your wraps in front of them here. You don't want to go too rough with these, because that's what will split them most times pretty easily on you. Okay. Couple more wraps back there, that looks good. Okay, they're looking fine so far. Now continue back on those wing butt ends there, and we're going to snip those on an angle. Alright, so now just leave those wings where they are for now. We're going to wrap back to attach our tail. Going to come back to above the barb pretty much there. Alrighty. So now for the tail, it's pretty simple. It's just some dry fly hackle barbles. Okay, I'm going to come in and pull a few off here for the tail. Just a decent size amount, but not a too overly thick a tail on it you don't want. So I'll measure those up about hook shank length here and tie those on top. Come around. That looks pretty good right there. Just a tad bit more foot back. There we go. And we'll wrap back a ways and then forward. Okay, there's our tail. Now I'm going to snip that excess off of there. Okay. Come around, snip that out. Alrighty. Now wrap that all down like so. Okay, now that's the body, and I'm using, this time around, I'm using super fine dry fly dubbing here for the dubbing in black. So I'll pull some out of the package here, and we'll get a noodle started here on the thread. Okay, want a little bit of taper down as we go down for the noodle. On the body, we want a little slight taper towards the wing. Alright. Now we'll wrap that on, see if we need to add more or not. Okay, wrap back. Once I get back, that dubbing will make its first turn right in front of the wing, just like so. And we'll wrap that forward, making sure I'm getting a slight taper as I go here, which is looking good. Alright, that's perfect. Now, Okay, folks, next is the hackles, and I have two size 14 hackles sized out here. Alright, I did have them there, now I just see one, so I gotta pull another one out of the cape. Just bear with me here, folks. Alright, just measure these up here, make sure I got them the right size here. Looks pretty good. Sometimes it doesn't matter. I find if you get a little oversized tackle on your flies, it doesn't bother them at all. It doesn't have to be perfect every time. Okay, but on a dry fly you want to get your hackles right so it balances properly. Now I'm just going to prepare these two hackles here real quick, because I thought I had two already there. And they seem to have disappeared on my tabletop here. That's okay. Fix that real quick. I got a couple more here. It's just preparing them to tie in. Okay. Now we're going to place these right on the top. Actually, I'm going to bring these ones underneath just a hair. Tie them in. And I'm going to make a couple wraps behind them hackles as well. Like so. Now we're going to wrap towards our wings, nice and easy like. We don't want to screw our wings up. And I'll wrap that forward. Get a thread base down for our hackle. I just want to make sure I don't wrap back onto my quills. Okay, now forward. Alright, that's looking good, folks. So I'm going to come in and find those ends of those hackle stems there and snip those out. Just turn my vise so I can get at them. Alright, and we're going to wrap forward. Okay, so next is the hackle. Going to wrap that next, folks. So I'll grab my hackle pliers here. We'll bring the first one down around and wrap him there. Okay. Alright. Okay. Get him going here, folks. Alrighty. Our first wrap. And I like to get 2 or 3 wraps behind their wing and then go in front. Like usual. I'll go easy on the wings, pull them back a ways, make that next front wrap right in front of those wings. Then we're going to go forward 2 or 3 wraps and I'll tie that first tackle off. Okay, I'm going to come up around, tie off this time. I'm going to bring my bobbin around, keeping thread tension. 2 wraps to hold it in place, like so. Okay, and I'll pull on that nice and tight, release the pliers. Make 1 or 2 more wraps there. Okay, there's our first hackle tied in. Now I'll grab the second one here, folks. Grab it with my pliers here. Alrighty, so now the next hackle here, I want to zigzag this one back and forth so it doesn't mat down the fibers of my first hackle there. That's what you want to do. You always want to just zigzag that one back and forth so it doesn't mat down your other hackles. Move the wings back again, come forward. Same deal, just make sure to keep wiggling that side to side. And the key is you want to try to make the same amount of wraps every time on your dry flies. And that'll keep them, keep your hackles proportioned right. So I gotta come up 1 more wrap on this to make that right. There we go. I'll come down around, 1 wrap, 2 wraps, pull snug. Okay, release my pliers once again. Same deal, I'm gonna make 2 wraps. Try not to catch any of those hackle fibers. I'm gonna make 1, 2 wraps, there we go. Okay. Alright, so next I'm going to come in and snip out these hackle tips here. Grab these and get them snipped nice and close. Just be careful you don't cut anything you don't want to cut. That's the main thing. And if you get a few fibers sticking out like that, don't worry about it. If you get a few for it, what I do is just take my half hitch tool here and make a half hitch before I do whip finish, and that'll push those hackle fibers back for you. You can snip them out, but they're no big deal. Tighten that down. I'll do another half hitch. Alright, that gets those out of the way. Now, bring in my whip finisher, and we'll do a 4 or 5 turn whip finish, and we'll be done with this guy here. Okay, do 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't want to catch any hackle barbles. And there we have it. Snug it down nice and tight. There, seat the knot, and I'm going to snip that off. Okay, folks, let's check them out here. I'll make sure everything looks good. Looks pretty decent. Got a nice full hackle on them there. Looks good. Okay, there we have it. That's another size 14 black gnat dry fly. And as you can see, the wings have a nice good natural split to them without having to make any wraps between the wings. I just find you don't really need to do that to get them to stay apart. So last step, of course, is to put a little hit spin on the thread wraps, let that soak in. So I'll do that now. I like to put a pretty good sized drop on there so it soaks in good. Go all the way around the eye of the hook, or the thread head I should say. And I'll put a little bit more there. On the far side there. Alright, that looks fine. Okay, there we have it. Done deal. So if you have the materials, if you haven't tied a black gnat before, I definitely recommend tying some up and add them to your dry fly box for sure. It's a great little fly, especially when you see some of them little black caddis or little black mayflies or stoneflies kicking around on the water. This is a good fly to try. So like I always say, I want to thank you for joining me this time, and if you haven't seen my videos yet and you'd like to see more in the future, hit that good old subscribe button there and the bell so you know when I bring out a new video. And also put any comments down that you have. I like to read your comments each and every time. I read them all, and throw in a like too if you wish. And like I always say, until next time folks, happy tying out there. I'll see you all again soon, and so long for now.